Okay guys, welcome to the 88th. That's right, 88th. We are 12 away from 100. The 88th edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. And we are looking at a character that only made one appearance in the franchise. I'm surprised they didn't bring her back for any more. Although she did make a cameo in What's New Scooby Doo as sort of an extra, if you will. We're talking about Scooby Dee. Yeah. Now, in case you're wondering who Scooby Dee is, she is, of course, part of Scooby-Doo's family. And, believe it or not, this may sound strange, but remember, this was the 1970s when she debuted in. She is the cousin of Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Dum. But, she's also the love interest of Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm not joking on that. Basically, the episode that she appeared in was in the Scooby-Doo show, which was basically a different titled version of the third season, the long-awaited third season of Where Are You, Scooby-Doo, or Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And the episode was called the Chiller Diller Theater or something like that, or Chiller Diller Movie Theater. It was called the Chiller Diller Theater, I think. Or the Chiller Movie Thriller, something like that. I gotta look it up again. The Chiller Diller Theater, or Chiller Diller Movie, something like that. Anyway, she debuted in that, and she's basically an actress. She's like according to this episode, she is the best. You can't get any better. Best female dog actress in Hollywood. And not only is she the best, but every studio clamors to get her as their lead because they know she'll do a heck of a job. And like I said, this episode is where she debuted in. And to say that even for one appearance she made an impact would be saying something. I mean, I know not many people talk about her as we speak and all that. I know not many people talk about her as we speak, but she is an integral part of Scooby-Doo's franchise. As a matter of fact, it was because of her and the likes of Scooby-Dum and even, believe it or not, Scrappy-Doo that the Scooby family got expanded on. You know, it's because of her we got to see the Mom and Pop Doo, we got to see Dixie Doo, we got to see Scooby and his cousins, siblings in Pup named Scooby-Doo, which were very identical in style to the Mystery Inc. gang, which makes you wonder why they didn't give them each a Doo dog to go with. Anyway, though, Scooby Dee, if it wasn't for her, and like I said, the likes of Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo, we wouldn't see this extension of Scooby's family. But again, she made such an impact that, again, even though she's not talked about as much as any other Scooby character in history that might be remembered by fans. I mean, fans remember Dixie Doo more than Scooby Dee. It's the fact that when you look at her, you're like, well, all she is a female version of Scooby, but she has her own personality. Of course, she does play a damsel in distress. There's no getting around that. But she's a very loving and caring character. You could tell that. You could see that. And I'm surprised they didn't do any more with her. I mean, yes, this was the 1970s, to where when a character showed up, that was part of somebody's family, or an extension of one of the Mystery Inc. gang's family, whether it's an uncle or a parent or a cousin, you wouldn't see them after that. They'd be gone. They'd be history. But to me, when I look at Scooby Dee, I look at the fact that this was a time frame when I think, the people behind Scooby Doo were realizing we need to expand we need to expand the roster of characters, even if it's just expanding Scooby's family. We need to expand on it. I mean, this is why Scooby-Dum was brought into equation. Let's expand. Let's get more Doos in there, more Scoobies in there. And also, you got to realize this too. After the Scooby-Doo show, which this episode debuted in, every other character that came in afterwards that was part of Scooby's family the last name was Doo. That's what it was. It was just Doo. During this time frame, though, they went with Scooby because I guess that was more iconic and would make more sense. So obviously you have two sides of Scooby's family. You have the Doo side and you have the Scooby family. Well, you have the Doo side and you have the Scooby side. But yeah, Scooby Dee, like I said, even though she didn't make that much, well, she did make an impact. Let's be honest. There are people that do talk about her. As a matter of fact, I think one person I was watching do a review on Scooby Doo talked about this, brought this up, and they're like, yeah, that's kind of unusual. You know, even though she's like a love interest, he's the cousin, and that's kind of signals insensualness. But you also got to realize this too. A lot of animators, you know, creators, creative staff, writers, animators, and all that, you know, when they do these stories, they basically do them, you know, in fantasy, which is true, but they also add in a blending of reality. And the blending of reality when it comes to even fictional dog characters or fictional animal characters, mostly dogs and cats, or in this case dogs, is even though they can be cousins, it doesn't mean they can't, you know, get it on because, you know, the thing is, that's just how it is. I mean, there is another character I could potentially talk about really soon that in another show did something similar. But anyway, yeah, Scooby Dee, even though she was a one-and-done character in the eyes of a lot of people, is an integral part of the Scooby franchise in the history of Scooby-Doo. Again, I'm surprised they didn't bring her back for What's New Scooby-Doo except for that background cameo. I'm surprised they didn't bring her back to be part of any of the Scooby-Doo movies. You know, I'm just, you know, because I'm hoping they do something. I mean, they got a rich history of content and characters that they can reach upon and bring to the present day, maybe change them up a little bit personality-wise if they want to, but they have characters they could bring in. All they have to do is open that Scooby-Doo vault and look at what they have and be like, okay, who should we pick next? And there you go. And honestly, I think it would work. I mean, when I look at Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, they tested the waters there. When I look at Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, they tested the waters there. There is no reason why they can't do it again. You know, and what I mean by testing the waters, Mystery Incorporated gave Scooby a love interest. Alien Invaders gave Scooby a love interest. Even though those love interests didn't stay around for long, they still gave him a love interest. So what's to stop them from bringing in Scooby Dee and making her a love interest? I'm just saying. You know, but anyway though, guys, that's pretty much all I'm going to say on Scooby Dee here on the 88th edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. And I am out.